Jolie here for Seconds Out with Sonny Edwards. Sonny, how have you been coping over lockdown? Because I know you're at a career highest of 67. Now you're down at about 54, 55, I believe. So talk us through how that's been.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to move closer? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a nice little break, to be honest, from boxing. I've had a very busy schedule. My mind's been on boxing non-stop. I've alluded to before, I don't like missing out on opportunities being inactive, whether I'm kind of injured, nursing injury. I just like to get in there and see what will happen. And it's paid off. But that good, nice break I had literally about 8-9 weeks, probably even more, of doing absolutely nothing, no training, no running, just laying, lounging around and being a more of a full-time dad. So it was good. I mean, I ate one too many sandwiches, I think. I don't normally have bread in the house, but obviously when my son's there more, he has his sandwiches and that. So, but I enjoyed it. Obviously I didn't enjoy stepping on the scales. 6-7 kilos is a very long way off my fight weight. But yeah, just before coming down here I was 53 kilos. I've got about a kilo to go to get off for my weight in the morning. And yeah, I'm good to go. I mean, I've had a 14-week run at this. It's the longest camp I've ever had. I mean, I tend to have about 5-6 weeks notice for most of my fights, just the way it works out. But yeah, I've had a nice long run up to this one.
So with you, like many other people, quarantine's been a bit of a blessing in disguise, and you've been able to clear your mind, be ready for this fight on Saturday.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I was suffering with the hand injuries after my fight at Braithwaite. I mean, I posted the video of them swollen to bits after. But I still had a fight lined up for 2nd of May, and my right hand wasn't 100%. I just started camp and I could feel it, do you know what I mean? But this extra, period out, and now not until the 29th of August, I've had a whole camp where both my hands have been sound. So, yeah, it's been a blessing in disguise, really. And the whole world stopped, so I didn't feel like I was getting behind anyone by being benched. So, yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's not ideal. It's not ideal that, we've had to jump for a few hoops. There's no fans, I like having my people there to celebrate a night with me, celebrate after, etc. and whatnot. But yeah, it is what it is. We've got to play the hand that we're dealt, and we're here now. Weigh in tomorrow and then get it cracking on Saturday.
Talk to me about Thomas Essomba, your opponent now, because it seems it'll probably be the biggest fight of his career. Would you say this is the biggest of yours?
It's definitely up there. I mean, probably not my biggest night. No fans. I've already won a British title. I've had the big step up, so people weren't too sure. I think a lot of people have me as heavy favourite going into this, but they know how dangerous Essomba is. I know how dangerous Essomba is. I mean, whilst I was volunteering and walking in boxes with a flag at the 2012 Olympics, he was competing. So when you put it into that perspective, 8 years ago that is, and he was an Olympian. I was 16. I don't think I was even a national champion at that point, or maybe just 1 or 2. So yeah, he's done there, been there, and seen it all. I mean, I think I bring something different to any world fighter, especially at my weight. I don't think you have the exact same of me anywhere else in the world. So I'll bring something new to him, I'd like to think. But yeah, I know I've got to be very switched on, because I know he's strong, I know he's powerful, I know he'll come to bring it. Like you said, it will be probably the biggest night of his fight, of his career, and this is his chance to break it out. So if he doesn't take this, where does he go from here? I mean, he's been a very good opponent to a lot of good fighters, Jay Harris, Lee McGregor, Sean McGoldrick. He got the win over the Kazakh. So his last couple of fights on a run of form. I'm sure he's not looking to stop that now, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that he hasn't come over just to get paid and then go off. He's coming to rip my head off.
And talking of hopefully soon you'll be fighting for a world title, how's it been having a brother older than you, a few years older, always being one step ahead? Because it must be motivating knowing that someone close to you can do something that you're believing you want to achieve. How long do you think you can get to a world title, and how helpful is it been having your older brother always being one step ahead of you, I guess?
Well, I mean, he's always shown me that whatever I'm dreaming to do is realistic. He's always had success, really, Charlie. I know he's had a few little stop and starts here and there, but he's always, he's WBC world champion. They don't just give them out. Yeah, it's always given me that something to look at. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I'm nearly at the level, because we've been mixing at the same level for years and years now. There'll be some fighters that have fought or sparred us both. One will say he's better, one will say I'm better. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is, and it's been that way for a long, long time. But Uncle Frank's been talking about a world title, my next fight potentially. So I'm there. I'm ready for the phone to ring. I want to know what I'm getting paid. That's it. I'm ready to go. There's not a single name in flyweight, super flyweight division that I'm going to avoid at either. Just pay me fairly, and I'll turn up, and I think I'll do the business. I mean, I know on my day, on my night, I'm a nightmare for absolutely anyone, absolutely any star, because I'm unorthodox. I bring something completely different. Everyone that spars me, they don't realise how tricky I am, how slippery I am, how hard I am to hit until I'm actually in there. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I hear all the time. So I just need to keep putting it on the big stage. I think this is the best I've prepared. My body's in the best condition. I mean, there's no little niggles, no injuries, which has been there for every single one of my last probably 4 or 5 fights. I've had something that I'm carrying into the fight, but no excuses this time. If I don't perform, then it's all on me.
So the crowd, having no crowd is not going to be an excuse for you?
Absolutely not. I mean, I've mixed it with the best I've ever sparred or ever fought when there's no one there, you know. I mean, I've boxed at 5 o'clock, I boxed at past midnight when no one's there. I get in, I get the job done, that's it. I mean, probably prefer no crowd. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about it, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm not a fighter that buzzes off emotion or hearing the roar of the crowd. I'm just not that guy. I mean, I always stay nice and relaxed. I look like I'm half asleep at that first bell most of the time. But yeah, that for me that's a non-issue. I mean, it might be a bit weird to some that, you know, they sort of get up off their stool, hear the roar and go. I'm just not that person.
And how do you think you're going to influence the people at the smaller weight divisions, the younger kids now coming up? Because obviously doing the things you've done, being on BT, headlining shows, how do you think that's been different to a lot of people before your time? And how do you think people can look up at you to be that guy who can headline shows even though they're not necessarily the heavier or the marquee, they say, weight divisions?
I think the thing that separates me to a lot of these other fighters around my weight is I've taken every opportunity and every risk that's been put in front of me and it's paid off. I mean, that's the message I'd like to pass on. If anyone looks at my career and thinks, you know what, that's a bit of me, then just take the opportunity to take the risk, because at the end of the day, these boxing fights are very honest conversations. You know, obviously there's decisions that aren't always agreed with, etc., but you know, you see what you see in there. You can't fake it, you can't force it. Every time I get a fight offer, I've taken every opponent I've ever been offered. In fact, my management team, my promoter will pay testament to that. There's fights that I've asked for that haven't happened because of one reason or another, but there's never been an opponent I've turned down, ever, because I understand and appreciate that. You know, we're a product, and as soon as we stop selling, we get shelved, and I'll stay have a good shelf life just because I'll be in big fights. Win, lose or draw, my next fight will be a big fight, and whatever fight I can get, the biggest fight I can get. I mean, too many fighters, they want, 10 6-rounders, a couple of 8-rounders, a 10-rounder, or step up 12-rounder before they want a big fight. That's the excuses I've heard of all of these British clowns that haven't want to fight me. And that's why I'm fighting on, 14 fights in. I think I've fought 7 or 8 times. This will be on TV, headlined a couple of times. This is my third chief support. So I've been there just because I put myself in them positions. These fighters that are complaining about all the fight, complaining when they get paid, complaining, they're not getting the opportunities because people don't want to work with them. I mean, I know I've got a good reputation, a very easy reputation to work with. I'm not hard. Just give me what's fair, and I'm there. And so far that's been the case. But I had to do that work myself. I mean, a lot of people said Farag was a massive step up when I took that, and that was my breakout fight, and I've pushed on since then. But what did I do? I took the opportunity, I seized it, and I performed well. And since then I've just kept the ball rolling, and that's it.
And how active are you going to stay towards the end of the year? Are you going to look out to get out there again, or are you thinking maybe next year take a bit of a break?
No, definitely get back out. I mean, like I said, Frank's been teasing me with that world title shot, so if that can come, that can come. If not, we'll get someone else, a meaningful fight, a step in the right direction. I mean, Thomas Essomba is a great step towards where I want to go. He's proven himself internationally, Olympian, he's got a good pedigree, he's hard, he's tough. And he mirrors some of these world champions, the hard, plodding forward ones that can take a shot and are going to be there for 12 rounds. I mean, straight away you look at someone like Maruti Mutalani, this is a great step towards someone like that. So they're the sort of fights we're looking at after this. And like I said, this is a meaningful fight, a meaningful opponent, and it's for my title. So to me, that's meaningful, do you know what I mean?
Good luck on Saturday then, appreciate your time, bro.